Hello, Senior Stoner fans. It's the real Senior Stoner back at you for your Puffco Peak dab of the day. Today is Saturday. Hello, everybody. It's really hot here on the East Coast. So, those of you who are on the East Coast, please be safe. Topic of the day, habits. Quite a topic, right? Habits. And with habits, I also want to say you can only do the best you can until you know better, because you don't have the habits, you don't have the practice. And then when you know better, you do better. So habits and learning. Habits, boy, we all have them, don't we? Habit, I guess, is something that we just keep doing religiously, something that we do regularly. Could be a quirk, could be quirky. You know what I mean? A habit could be something as simple as every time I take a dab, I take the spoon out and put it over here. Okay? That's a habit. It's habitual, repetitive, doesn't stop. Well, you can only do those things the way you do them until you know differently. So everybody has the habits they're set up with, repetitive behaviors and things like that. And unless they cause us pain, unless they hurt someone else, unless they injure us in some way, we really don't stop them, and they continue. I've talked about this before, the hamster wheel. Habits are also relating to pain. When you have pain, you have a certain behavior you do. You could go nest, you could go to bed, when it's really bad. You could be like me and keep moving, all right? I think of the world of distraction, so maybe that's your habit, because I've learned, and that's the knowing better part, and then I can do a little better. So we got to give ourselves a break. I got to tell everybody that this is all about feeling better and realization and understanding. So habits that you want to break, the bad ones, are the ones that you just didn't know that you needed to break. Now that you need to know it, you'll find a strategy that will help you change those habits. Think about it. It makes sense. You're down path A, lumbering along, and you don't know. You're Archie Bunker, you're ignorant. You're not stupid, but you're ignorant of the facts. So you only can do what you can do based on what you know until you know more. You're in your habit. Well, then when you find out that either your habit's an uncomfortable thing, it causes you something negative, or another person an unpleasant situation, you'll continue to do it. If it does cause those things, you will now know better, so you will do better. It's a world of adjustment. Habits are called habits because it's something that's repetitive. It's not called a habit because you can't change it. Smoking cigarettes is a habit. It's actually an addiction, they found out. But it's a habit. Maybe a habit is this. When I drive the car, I always fix my mirror. It drives Mrs. Stoner crazy. I adjust it every day. 5 times an hour. In 10 minutes, I'll hit it every time. My grandfather did it. It's a habit. Some habits really don't get you much, okay? But they're things that we do. It's like me putting the spoon over here every single time. It's a habit, and it doesn't really do much, but there it is. So there are innocuous habits, habits that don't have any really positive or negative effect on you. Those are okay. Those are behavioral quirks, and that's who we are and individualize ourselves. But once we know better, we need to do better. Once we know that something's affecting ourselves or somebody else in a negative way, we need to look at it. Almost stop cold and look at it. Now that's a tough one because you're in the hamster wheel. You're in the habit. But you got to find a way to poke your head up somehow and see it. You got to poke your head up and you got to see it 1,000 times because you're not going to see it the first 100. You see it a lot, then you'll realize, wait a second, I want to change that. And once you know you want to change it, you can put behaviors towards it that will help you do that. People give themselves such a hard time for doing the things they do repetitively, habitually. Stop doing it. Stop giving yourselves a hard time. We all have bad habits. The only caveat is if it hurts you or hurts somebody else. Okay? Everybody does their own things in their own ways. Quirks. So I challenge us all to remember, they're good. Habits are fine until somebody's unpleasantly affected by one until you are unpleasantly affected by one. Then you got to figure a way to know a little bit differently and do a little differently. Let's take our dab. So habits are not necessarily horrible, bad things, because we all have them. But it's how we handle them that's the key. Ooh, Watermelon X Royal OG from SoCal Dabbers. That sounds tasty, doesn't it? Let's see. Ooh, tasty, right? Well, let's put our dab in for today and start the day. Hope you all have a nice Saturday. And remember, it's a challenge out there to everybody to remember. Keep your good habits. Change your bad ones. Boy, wouldn't that be something, huh? If we could do that. Wouldn't that be something? I could print money. You know what? Really hard to do. So all you got to do is try. A little bit. A little effort and see what happens. That's the recommendation for today. And now we're going to take our dab. Everybody have a good one. Nothing like a smooth dab in the morning to get things started. Have a great day. This is the Real Senior Stoner. Everybody stay cool in the heat. Cheers.